Okay, hello. So I've been wanting to do a podcast most of the day, but a little bit distracted, a little bit kind of low energy, which I still kind of feel, and also wasn't really sure what I wanted to do it about. This topic I've kind of covered in ways before, um, but NG is home still for the rest of the day because it's his day off, and it's evening now. It's about 6 o'clock shortly, in a few minutes here. Um, but yeah, basically, and we'd love to do some music. And if On does tune in, then you know he's seen the comment and he kind of saw me address it. We watched that back at dinner because he wasn't present when I recorded it, and I felt like, well, that's right, yeah. So yeah, we might touch on that and music in general, but and I'm actually hesitant to speak about the first thing. First of all, I'd like for people, and there was somebody there for like 5 seconds, um, but maybe their phone died or something. I'd like for people to. Sorry, I need to readjust my pillows on the couch here and put this somewhere else too, maybe. That was another thing I had thought about maybe doing as a topic, not just because I heard of its name yesterday or a couple of days ago, but because yeah, I kind of shifted things around, did a bit of organizing, but some of the stuff that I wanted to look back at, I brought back to this side of the uh, couch, and it's kind of messy. Anywho, sorry about that. So, and now I don't know why it looks like the lighting is really low. Hmm. I don't know. The device is plugged in and it's fully charged, I believe. Yeah, so not really sure. I think maybe just the sun was behind some clouds at the window beside me here. Um, I think the first thing that I was going to mention, anybody who relates to it probably would guess what it means and would probably know that it's something to, plan carefully about. Initially, what inspired this video was I saw an old picture that I posted that I almost don't quite remember posting, and it was a bunch of tents and a caption that said, "If only homelessness was just about being homeless." But of course, it's about so many things, and I decided to kind of narrow it down to two. I mean, we've talked about mental health quite a bit on this channel. Haven't talked a lot about addictions, but I mean, I don't strongly relate to that. If there's something you'd like to talk about addictions, now of course addictions can be alcohol, drugs, but they can also be gambling and other things, right? So possibly that could be YouTube, could be this channel. I'm just kidding. And you left just before I said that, but I'm just joking around. But hey, it could be. You never know. Um, but I know that there was a lot of oceans that I found, and I'd like to find one of them now because I'm not getting much out of that other one there. So I guess I'll move this back over here for now. um, but yeah, but the other one, and again, I do talk about it sometimes on this channel, just in a general topic. But the other one was saying that, or seeming to say that student loans or student debt, almost the same, practically the same thing, right? Uh, you know, especially if, say, maybe you have lost both parents, passed away, or one's passed away and the other one isn't in your life anymore. I mean, or you've been in the foster care system, whatever it is, but you do find yourself able to go to college, but then you don't have help paying it back. Um, then I guess you go into debt to try and pay it off, right? And that's what bugs me. That one especially, like I say, spoke to me because, um, sorry, I think we can fly out of that. Because um, um, I believe that there are other ways that people can learn. And I know I'm not the only one that thinks this, but a lot of society still doesn't. Um, you know, a lot of people are still very kind of mainstream in their belief, but it's also very common and very well known that a lot of people do not do as well when they have to learn from a textbook and take tests, as opposed to learning by observing and learning you know, and I mean, I when I think about how I moved from the place I went to high school with, like I moved to a different province, place in Canada, um, a bigger place, which more opportunity. And in my 20s, yeah, I mean, I never got my dream job, but more opportunities, but more people, right? Um, and a greater distance to travel to things, right? Like things are further. Um, but um, um, I was thinking because I had a lot of shop classes in high school, which I think is pretty common these days, at least. But I had a lot of shop classes, and um, um, yeah, which were very hands on. And then I tried my first year, not right away. I took some non-degree courses, and then I tried to take a course which would have been more than 1 year to get a degree at that time. And again, it was very textbook heavy, very there was a few assignments, but honestly, actually not that much. It was like study this, and then we do the test, and then we listen to lectures, and then it's a theater one. There was just we did the different scenes and stuff like that. But with the psychology, yeah. Um, but it was different, and I think it needed to be more like my high school experience, which these days again is probably pretty popular. This was early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, so it's not like it was super long ago, but not like it was like just a three 4 or 5 years ago, whatever. Um, but yeah, I mean that's kind of all I got to say on that. Is that or that I'm thinking to say on it is that yeah, you know, um, is that uh, some people learn better in other ways, and the unfortunate part is those people sometimes fall through the cracks because they don't get those opportunities. They shouldn't be hard to get, but sometimes for whatever reason they are. And so I would say that if somebody doesn't have somebody else in their life supporting them or not able to get assistance, then it could be very difficult, and it could, um, yeah, depending on again, like, the supports they have in their life, if they don't have a lot of alive, local, close family, um, and, everybody's got their lives and they may have friends that wish to help but feel a little uncomfortable because they don't know what they're getting themselves into, or they have their own lives and responsibilities, right? And so um or you have mostly acquaintances. Sorry about all the movement, by the way. Trying to get this fan positioned well. It's just a little not very well balanced thing, and I'm using a laptop. And yeah. Anywho, but yeah, so you know, having yeah, whether you've been a student and you have uh the debts to pay back, because if you don't, it does affect your credit probably, right? For other things, and also it follows you, right? And maybe they I don't know. Anyway, but or not going to school and the cost of that can cause that. Okay, I covered this stuff pretty quick. I kind of wish I had thought of something else to do with this because I feel like it just started rolling. Um, oh, huh. The obvious thing was weird. And that spelling, to be quite honest. I don't remember going by that last time. Anywho, D's a little bit busy, but sun's going to be down soon. May decide wants to do some music. It's only 6 o'clock, so I mean that would be fine. Do it now instead of closer to bedtime, and we're more tired and ready for bed. um, I was looking a bit at the one window I have open. Other than BNL, which I'm unsure whether I want to do, and now I have that which I want to look at. Yeah, and then maybe something in this category we can find with him. Let me just look at this picture a little bit more first, because I mean, he's only been at what he's doing outside for trying to remember what I was doing before I did this. Or did I start right then? I don't think I did, but I don't remember what else I was doing. So yeah, probably about only 20, 25 minutes. So it's still going to be another half hour before he's available. I'm just going to look at this picture that I was talking about that kind of, like I say, sparked this one and see if there's anything else I want to talk about. I mean, mental health, talked a little bit about that last night, though. Income inequality. I do know what that means, I think, but I kind of don't think I do. Like it's like it feels like it's the obvious one, and it's kind of in the center of the picture too. So I mean, I don't. It feels like it's just another way of. Well, of course, not everybody makes the same income, So, but that doesn't mean you're homeless. Rejection, alcoholism, which is kind of an addiction, whether you want to call it a drug addiction or not. It's can certainly be an addiction. And then that one I talked about. Okay, so I'm going to close this now. Easy Baptized could be up to 2. Just gonna quickly look through. Yeah, it's too late. What kind of title is that? Some of these, I know he knows that one, but I don't know if we want to play it. A lot of these are not English or ones that I don't know, but it's in a miscellaneous traditional music category. Really, I feel like I've heard of that. Be nice to get some of these closed. Dawning of the day would make sense to do if I knew it, since the day is dawning. Sun comes. Oh, wait a minute. No, dawn's morning, right? Right? I sometimes confuse that word. The new day dawning. Gone in dusk. That's what it is. That's what it is. I tell you. It's time to think. Yeah, but you want to be outside. A lot of these look possibly Swedish or something like that. Jolly Pintrice, Jolly Spray. Sally Gardens. Down in the valley, valley so low. Yeah. Da-da-dee-dee. Just looking up songs because I feel like I've covered the topic. Good thing is it's pretty easy to quickly scroll through these because I can tell you why. Because a lot of them, like I say, aren't English, and so I both don't know them because I don't really know a lot of non-English songs well enough to play, and certainly not well enough to sing with proper pronunciations and stuff like that. Which is maybe what you meant, but she's actually living in the country. She should know some Bangladesh songs. Um, that's true. Charmers often play them. But it's true. I'm watching though, in case somebody tunes in. I'm also really hoping I find a song soon, and then in playing it when somebody tunes in. That would be terrific. That'd be great, and that would be enthralling. English Country Garden. Some of the ones that have been English, which really hasn't been very many, I do know. I was just continuing from where I was browsing a number of days ago, and I did know one, but I didn't really feel like it was the right one for me to do. This is not the same song, but it sounds like it. There's just something in the air that night. The stars were bright. Fernando, it was done there for you and me. In liberty, Fernando. Though you never, there's no regret. I'm surprised that under traditional Feliz Navidad isn't there, but Feliz something else is. And I actually, since I don't speak that language or really even hear it very often, oddly, um, I only knew um, um, of Feliz Navidad and forgot that Feliz meant I don't know what, and is said in other contexts as well. There is some national anthems in here too, which is interesting, but I don't want to mess up somebody's national anthem because I don't know it very well. Um, I really only know the American and Canadian. I've maybe heard snippets of other ones, but yeah, sorry I haven't said much more on the topic. If there had been a conversation in the chat, and maybe later, but then we could see. That's a weird title. I know that I was in a choir once that sang some kind of obscure stuff, and that was one of them, but I don't know it well enough or think I really care for it well enough to do it. Yeah. Be interesting for him to learn to do the French national anthem. He'd probably know how to say a lot of the words. He says what other stuff. Never mind, just a number. Just kidding. Sorry, I just remembered. No, but no, I don't mean that. But I don't know her that well, and sometimes she's a bit out to communicate with. But sometimes she's all right. Honey, I'm home. Just kidding. Actually, I am in the, but I'm past the FLs. Otherwise, I'd say the Flintstones should be here in this list. I've been really wrong if I really something if I received that message right after seeing the title of the funeral march. This just looks like it'd be fun to say. I don't know what it means, but Gaja Makain Gana Pathai Nanadigi Vandang. And ask me, friends, what will I do? I saw my touch as a gallery girl. Da 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 da. Dee, 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 Shooby doo 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 dooby doo doo doo. Huh. Georgian national anthem. That's not like Gregorian chant, right? No. Georgian, which isn't that Georgia? Which isn't that the States? And then there's what looks like foreign text after the word anthem, and then there's the word Tevessa pleba. Don't know what that's about. I should ask you to sing the anthem sometime. That's an interesting one to be in here. Somewhat of a surprising one. Do I want to do it? No, because of one of the words it makes me think of. Mr. Smasher Doucher. Go from my window instead of come to my window. Crawl inside. Wait for the light of the moon. She didn't see that message because they were talked. She may have remembered. Very, very quite contrary. Well, I should learn that though. In case Dahlia tunes in, I can do it. Greek New Year carols. Wow, this has been very quiet. Like I've been multitasking and looking, so unless it's been for a few seconds because I've been looking down at songs and my eyes have looked weird or they just were that way, uh, there's not been anybody tuning in at all. So you can see both screens. Guatemalan national anthem. That'd be interesting. Let's see here. Had I Wings, but there's only a tab version, and I don't know it. Out of the mountain, mountain king. Handsome Molly. Oh, right, I was going to listen to that song from Greece, but then I forgot. Well, it'd be ironic if while I'm saying happy birthday, somebody tunes in and says it's my birthday, their birthday. If they said it was mine, they'd be wrong. I feel like I do know Roman and the Gloman. Thunder on the Gloman. Maybe that's why. Heaven again. Da da ba bum bum. Do 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 do. Have you seen the ghost of Tom? Be interesting to figure out how national anthems came to be and what was the first one known, popularly. I mean, I think anyone who lives anywhere would know theirs first, but heading for Halifax. Heart and soul, la dee 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 dee, heart and soul, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da. The tab for Hockey Night Canada. I don't know what instrument it's done with, but I don't think we can pull it off. Oh, give me a home where the buffaloes roam, and the deer and the antelope play. Where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Home, home on the range, where the deer. Or is that? Yeah, yeah, I just did that part. Isn't there more to it though? Da, 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 la, di, da, da, di, da. I hope Sheila's okay. That's all I can say. And anybody else who I might be worried about. Yeah, the very next day in the evening, but still. I know a place I know my love. I like the flowers. Ik liebe den Frühling. So, I'm just looking through some songs. And they're like, that's how quick it was with that one. They're like, this didn't sound like it was going to be about song. I could have been a music student talking about music student death. I want to be strong. I understand. I wanted wings. Too bad that one doesn't have another version though. I wanted wings. I mean, I still do. I'm gonna look up these later. I don't know them. I was born about 10,000 years ago. I was born 4,000 years ago. um, yeah, it's certainly very early. We can definitely do some music together. If you've only got a mustache, what kind of title is that? I'll never have been. I'll have never been the young. Oh, right. That's not for that mind me. I'm a country. I am a man you don't meet every day. Unless you come to my channel every day. Almost every day. Irish touch. I'll be right back. I need to put a light on. It's too dark to let it be this dark in here. Oh. Well, so you might want to come in and do some music too. Okay. You're gonna have a what? Okay. 15 minutes for G to appear, finish what he's doing, and come in here. 15 minutes for you to appear, hopefully a lot sooner, so that we can have a bit of dialogue first. That would fit with the theme, but I don't know it. It had to be you. It had to be you. Oh, I've wandered around and finally found somebody who. That was on the email. Then also, I'm actually not likely rolling right now, and it's not actually a weekend anyway. Yeah, show me more with more Scottish slang. I love it. Usually, it doesn't have to be asked, but the sun is out for just a little longer, so he's enjoying it and he's finishing up something. So, otherwise, I mean, well, he does have to be asked, but he would be quicker to get here. Surprised there wasn't more with that very, very popular name. That can't be the song I think it is. Oh, that's very interesting that there's a song about Johnny and Mary. Johnny jump off. Sorry that things are a bit slow with this one. If you're patiently waiting or you've skipped ahead, it may not be one of my best, most organized ones, but like I say, I try and podcast almost every day for the most part. And I was feeling kind of like wanting to. Look for that little bit of sound I'm hearing. Don't know if I know that one, but it's also only the tabs. I prefer the chords. Quite prefer them. I struggle to read the tabs on the spot and my eyes to follow them. If I knew more of these, I would have probably done a song by now, but nobody's mostly been here anyway, so. It's a very weird title. Some of these I don't think people would call these songs by the same thing these days. I am flying through them though. Like I was at the D's, I think, when I started, or maybe even the B's, and I'm already in the L's because, like I say, I'm skipping all the non-English ones and some of the other ones that I don't know or don't think are that interesting. But mostly, it's the first two categories. That would fit this theme, but I don't know it. Labor free to all. Land of Hope and Glory. I don't think I know that. Lavender Cowboy is a really weird title. I don't feel too bad. I might not even keep this posted. I have to watch it back to see if there's anything worth keep. I mean, maybe the first 15, 20 minutes, and I guess we'll see what's happened to the with the latter bit of this. But I'm just looking through some songs. If you have anything you'd like to say on the title, this one's been a bit quiet. This video compared to some of them. But if you have anything to say on the title, feel free. If you have any song requests, feel free. The songs I'm looking. Okay, you left. But I think this is a funky title. Let us talents and tongues employ. Let's go, band. Let your light shine. Woo. Let's go outside. Life is a searching. Life is pain. Life of a void. Whoops. Oh, shuckaduck. Let me just look at this again and then see where it goes back when I go back. Yeah. I accidentally, instead of opening that in a new tab or not opening it, I accidentally okay, opened it in this tab. But actually, I may have accidentally skipped some. I thought it had went back to the previous page, but Oh, maybe, okay. I just forgetting that I comes before E for a moment there. One reason I'm doing this is I want to close this tab afterwards. Wherever he may be, he is the Lord of the dance, said he. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Dance, dance, wherever he may be. I do know this one, and I'm tempted to do it. It does make me miss some days from my past, something else to go to, but let's do it anyway. Because I want to actually do a song. Be right there and get the question of water. You might be in that. You will be. Sometimes, yeah. Just out of curiosity, do I have anybody here? No? Okay. I don't want to put this down because he's going to want it. Probably. My back is a bit sore, so I don't want to sit here too long at the piano.